What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your boy Jay Rock.
And I'm your girl, fell in love with
I
Carly.
should say if you don't say something. Look, what's up, y'all? So
You know
look,
I'm not one of those. I don't have a shortness for words, you know.
I know. So listen, y'all, we are live here on the Entertainment Plug Aftershocks. It's really a good day. Things have really been ramping up for us at the Entertainment Plug and No Static Radio. So it's good to be on live with y'all. I feel a little bit more at ease. Actually, our guest of honor for the day has just popped in, so we're gonna add him to the screen in 1 second. But I just want to welcome you guys. We are here live. This is a special occasion because we have the amazing, the incomparable Alvin Garrett on the show today. So,
Alvin Garrett. You
as
guys are
everybody
going to
knows,
be in for a wonderful show today. Thank you guys for joining us.
right? As everybody knows, the Aftershocks is really just an extension of the Entertainment Plug itself. So, for those who don't know, the Entertainment Plug airs each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on No Static Radio. That is based here in Cleveland, Ohio, for those, again, who don't know. And we're on every Saturday. We have, various guests, be they music,
Yes.
entrepreneurs, fashion,
Yes.
sports, kind of you name it, comedians. So we do a lot.
Yes. We are real. James, we are literally a variety show. If you
Absolutely,
are
absolutely,
talented, you
absolutely.
are
You better
out
name
here
it and
doing
claim
your
it.
thing.
You better
We
name it
want
and
to
claim it.
hear from you.
Listen. Um, but it's a dope thing though. So the aftershocks was really just a way for us to extend it because we feel like we don't have enough time on Saturdays to do
We
what we want to do.
absolutely do not.
And this gives us the opportunity to kind of come on when we get ready to, when we feel it. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. We're going to keep bringing it. We got a whole lot more coming, and as you guys already know as well, the Entertainment Plug is a part of UG Digital Media and Publishing. So there's a lot that goes along with that, and we have so much coming, whether that's behind the scenes international, and I
What?
purposely said that because I needed to see that smile, but behind the scenes international. Oh, we got some dope stuff coming. Various platforms. The UG Digital podcasting is launching within the next month and a half, and we're gonna have several shows on there. Several which I do, but then I got a couple people who are gonna come in and do shows. So it's gonna be really really dope. I got a lot happening. When I say my wheels are spinning and I'm tired, the wheels are spinning in my head and on the car because everybody know what I do. So this is it. But we having a ball. But our guest is actually in, so we're gonna go ahead and bring him in. Did you want to say something before we bring him in? Fell in love with Carly?
No, I'm excited. I cannot wait to see, to meet, and to speak to this gentleman.
Right.
I've been waiting all day for this.
Okay, so we're gonna add him in right
Yes.
now. I see him shifting around, but I see he looked like he getting his green screen together. But we're gonna bring him in
Hmm.
right now. So everybody, I want to welcome Mr. Alvin Garrett.
What's up,
Welcome to
everybody?
the
What's
podcast.
up? How y'all doing?
Hi.
We're doing amazing,
In
man.
case you guys are just now joining us, my name is Lover Carly. This is J Rock James, and we have Mr. Alvin Garrett here in the building.
What's
Absolutely,
up?
absolutely. So listen, man, I try to elevate it every time I connect with you. So like, I really, really appreciate you because I've connected with you a couple times just over the phone,
Uh-huh.
and like I'm mad grateful to Tangi because she always pull that together and she's like, I got Alvin. I'm like, tell him, come on.
Yes.
Um,
Hey Tangi, hey
you let me
girl.
do the virtual album release that you were doing, and I thought that was really really dope, and obviously amazing music. And then the last time I had you on the Entertainment Plug,
Mm-hmm.
Decisive was running the boards, and the minute I said your name, she knew who you was. So it was just like, okay, this guy is out there. But I just appreciate you, man, because this is my passion. Like talking to the people, like music is my life.
Yeah.
So like this is really, really, really my passion, and I love helping to promote, good artists and the ones that really deserve it. And you have some amazing music, and this new single, man, like I done downloaded it, I done threw it onto my playlist. I got you
Ooh.
right before Mystical.
Ooh.
So people be like, "How you go from that to Mystical?" But I'm like, listen, I got to throw it in there.
Gotta
So,
bring it up right.
all of that just to say thank you, man. I really appreciate you. And I also want to formally introduce you to my co-host, Fell in Love with Carly, because she was not with me the last time. And we've known each other a lifetime, but she was not with me on the show the last time I connected with you.
Okay,
So I
okay.
want to introduce her to you as well.
Nice to meet
Yes.
you. Fell in love with
Nice
Carlos.
to meet you as well. I really appreciate you being here and taking the time out to join us on our platform. Your music is very enlightening, very inspiring. Thank you. I am going to do a reel with one of them. Is it by myself? Is that
Oh
right?
yeah, that's my classic right there.
Right.
Oh,
He
it's
know
up
everything
to
he
me.
got
I
as a
was like,
classic, but
yes,
I
I'm gonna have to do a reel with this one. I tried to have it ready before the show, but it's okay. Right, you'll see it. It's gonna pop up. I'm gonna tag you in it. It's
Okay.
I love it. So I see that you've been in the industry as well. It said 15 years, but I'm not sure how accurate that is.
Listen, depending on what you define the industry as.
See, that was gonna be my next question. So you define it for me.
Well, if you define it as you made $1 doing this, then I've been at it since I was a little kid. But like officially in the music business, I'd have to say about 2003. You know, 2003 was when I officially got into what I call the business outside of just your local grind where you're doing weddings, playing at churches. You know, that's music economy, right? Well, that's the music economy, but the music business, the industry that we
I
all
like
speak
that.
of, I think it began for me in 2003 when I started touring with the American Idol tour as a bass guitarist, where I really got a chance to get on the road and see what it's like for to be a part of a major production like that, and then go from there into songwriting, production, touring, aspiring to become an artist, winning awards. I believe that 2003 was when that industry, exposure began for me.
I think that's really,
Absolutely.
one of the really dope things, like just about even connecting with you again now. And you and we've talked probably 3 or 4 times now.
Mhm,
But now
mhm.
it's like every time I have a conversation with you, I feel like I get something new out of you. So I never knew you was on the American Idol tour.
Yes, bass guitar.
Which I think that's dope. Like, and you said you did 2003, or how long did you do it for?
I did that summer tour with that season 2.
Okay.
A man from Birmingham, Ruben Studdard, won American Idol
Right.
audition. He opened up the door for me to get an
Yes.
audition. I got on that tour, and from there, toured with him as his musical director for a couple of years.
Oh, that's
Playing
amazing.
bass. And so that's kind of my roots. Bass guitar is my roots, but behind the scenes, I was always producing and writing and trying to get on. And you know that part of the game where you want people to listen to your music.
Yeah.
And at that time, I wasn't the best. I had the talent, but I wasn't ready for that level of the game. For that level of the industry. He went from being a secret here in Birmingham to being a worldwide phenomenon. And then here it is. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
this is gonna happen for me too.
Right.
Well, it wasn't my time. It was my time to learn, to soak it in, to be exposed, and to learn from behind the scenes, from in the shadows, so that now I can take 20 years of experience, right, from being involved with major productions like that to becoming, a standalone artist in my own right. So I appreciate that journey from being a musician, a producer, a musical director, because you have to know all those elements to just get on stage and bring people into that experience. There's so many moving pieces,
Absolutely.
in order to get to that one moment that everybody will never forget,
Absolutely. I thought it was cool that you brought Idol up. I mean, number one, because I didn't realize that you had been on that tour, but then Fantasia's my cousin. So,
Okay, that's right.
That's why I asked.
Yes, I saw that you have a real colorful, a full whole.
Uh-oh. I think she froze up for a second.
She started moving. You have a.
Oh, she gonna kill you for that, man.
She got stuck on that smile. I was like,
did I freeze you guys?
You froze on a beautiful smile. Just stay right there. Stay right there.
I can't tell if it's me or you. I'm over here like, hey.
No, we moving. We moving. You matrix.
Oh, leave me alone. He's so funny.
Uh-oh. Okay, she coming back. But no, I think that's really dope, man. It really shows kind of your just the beginning, like the beginning of your journey. But then also, I think I just can relate to like how you said that. Well, it depends on if it was about me making a dollar or if I was in the business because it's like with this media stuff. I've been doing media since 2001, or maybe officially 2002, 2003.
Mhm.
But I didn't actually get like serious about okay, this need to be the living
Yeah.
until probably 2013 when I launched UG Digital Magazine. But it
Mhm.
was like, but it's crazy because I got more media opportunities and credentials and all of that stuff the prior 10 years, where it was like I was messing with everybody from Universal to Atlantic to Sony to BMG to everything. And it was like at that time I was just having a good
I'm back.
I was,
Welcome
I
back.
was I was just having a good time. But then it was like once I got into the
Well,
business
thank you
side of it,
guys.
it
I'm
was like
back in the building. Did you miss me?
but yeah, it was like, okay, wow, now I'm on the business side and it's not moving like it was, over the last 10 years. Like it's kind of slowed down but I get where you're coming from though, as far as
Mhm.
how long you've been doing it. And I mean it's still a good 20 years though that you've been pushing this, man.
Absolutely.
And for all the people you feel
And
that you
being
don't reach,
successful at it.
yeah. And for all the people you feel like you don't reach, you're reaching a lot of people, man. Because like I mentioned your name to somebody at the station, and they instantly got this big Kool-Aid smile, like, okay, yeah, we can't wait. And I'm like, well, unless you're watching the YouTube or whatever, you might not catch it because we're not gonna be in the station. So
But
it's cool
we
though.
need to be in the station with this new single. We need to be in the
But you
station.
know what? That is good you say that because we are gonna add it. We
Absolutely.
are gonna add it and make sure that we start playing it immediately. But then we'll do this again and actually bring you on the show so that then we can actually have the listeners listen and
You
talk
know I
to
was about to
you and
go
that
there,
sort of.
James. Like so when are you available to come into the studio? Because or we can stream you live as well. We're live on Saturday, every Saturday morning from 11 to 1.
Mhm.
So when can we book you?
Listen, that is nothing but a phone call. The same way we got here, we can get there. Let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want. I mean, we are, I really feel great about this new project, this new music. You're right. I have been at it for over 20 years now. But I still feel so young. And
Yeah,
it's like every time I evolve, it's like you get this new life. You know what I mean? Like, say, I grew my hair out. Everybody's like, yo, you got hair.
yeah, yeah,
Like, yeah, Samson, right?
yeah, yeah.
I'm getting stronger and stronger. And I do feel that I'm getting wiser and wiser and just more and more polished and seasoned with my music,
Absolutely,
with my writing. And I don't feel like my story is over. I don't feel like I should have done something years ago that I'm about to do now. But that
absolutely,
is a journey to get to that place to where you don't feel like you missed something or where you
absolutely.
don't feel like your time is expired. You know what I mean? And so, with this new project that I'll be releasing this summer, I touch on a lot of those emotions of that journey of saying, I started a sentence you thought I wouldn't finish, but there's another chapter for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I started a sentence you thought I wouldn't finish,
Hmm.
but there's another chapter for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like stories are written over time, not overnight. And so
Yes.
I push that, through everything that I do with my music, with my brand, and understanding that people are still discovering me. But when they discover me, I want them to discover something about themselves, right?
Absolutely.
It's,
Hmm.
wow, there's something about this guy Alvin Garrett that makes me feel that makes me feel something that inspires me within myself. And
Absolutely.
I've embraced that as my calling as an artist, not just to entertain, but to inspire.
Absolutely. I think you do well at that. The single "Till I Get Back to You," like what inspired that?
Well, man, it has to go back to, let's go back to last year, post pandemic.
Okay.
I made music. I did not shut it down during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Of course, I made 2 albums, pushed them. I was doing live stream shows. I didn't slow down. I said, let me run hard. But
But you
then
know what? And not to cut you off, but there were only select artists who could do that.
yeah.
Like you were able to do that. I know for a fact that Calvin Richardson was able to do that because I talked to him actually during the pandemic, and I know that he had created a platform where everybody could perform on this platform through the pandemic, and it's like that creativity that you have to be able to do that during like one of the darkest hours where people are like struggling and they have no money, and like you still was able to make it through that. Like that says a lot, not just about you as an artist, but as your character and your strength. And like it really, really does.
It did. And but I realized artistically I needed a break. You know what I mean? I needed an artistic break to sort of get away from the hustle of it all. But then to discover some other passions that over the years I had grown to fall in love with. And I work in the prison reentry workforce development. And I found my cause. I found my cause here in Birmingham, working with an agency called the Dannon Project, where I spent a lot of time with people who have been impacted by the justice system, poverty, at-risk youth and young adults, people with drug addictions, and just through service, I got close enough to be inspired by different stories, but enlightened by those stories as well, in terms of what does it mean to be incarcerated, not just physically for incarceration, but spiritual and emotional and mental incarceration. You know what I mean? And just being able to reflect and saying, what is it? What am I being held from? Like, what do I feel locked away from? What mistakes have I made in the past that people won't allow me to redefine myself from? What is my cage? What have I been sentenced to? When you look at this cancel culture out there where people want to hold you hostage to one wrong slip up of your mouth, and now you feel like you've lost everything, you realize that so many of us go through that experience, whether we're behind bars or not. There's emotional bars. And I realized that I was behind emotional bars and spiritual bars for some reasons. And so taking time to really get away from that and serve others who were coming back from actual incarceration, I found freedom from my own incarceration to say, I don't owe anybody anything but love.
You better preach.
And through that, I found new music. And this song, Till I Get Back to You, is just it's a literal imagination of being locked away, thinking about that love or that person or that thing that help you get through each day. And for me, it's like, what's gonna get me back to what I love the most, right? Until I get back to you, I'm thinking about you, that river that's running to your heart, but it feels like I'm lost in a maze. It's that feeling that, man, I got to get back to who I love, to what I love. I'm telling you. And that's the passion and inspiration in this song, as well as in the entire album that I'm going to be releasing this summer.
Now that's the beauty.
You definitely preaching over there. And that I was ready to ask you about that reentry program that you developed and everything. And you have something else with them writing. It's something about the writing through. It really touched my soul to see a melanated king like yourself sit up here, and you're not just people don't understand what art is. Music is an art, but everything that you're doing is an art with the Justice Center, helping them to write through their pain. It just resonated through my spirit that you were that powerful to even give back in such a way. So if nobody said thank you, if no one has said thank you to you, thank you. I applaud you. Keep doing your damn thing, because you are so honorable, and your spirit is, that's why I couldn't wait to get you on this live, because I wanted to ask. I was going to probe into that. I wanted to hear more about it. And you
didn't know I had done a whole project inspired by it. Yes. Like I say, my entry into the Dannon Project, which is a 20+ year old agency, I was introduced to the agency through my songwriting program called The Right Life, where, like you mentioned, it's a songwriting therapy program where a lot of young people interested in rap, interested in songwriting, interested in music, just really gravitated to the program. But over the years, I grew with the agency in terms of helping the programming outside of just the music, but more so than anything, it's the relationships, of realizing that you are the model that a lot of young people never had. You know what I'm saying? They call me Pops, right? I don't feel old, but I represent something they aspire to. And I'll be honest, growing up, I didn't come up in the streets. I'm a son of a preacher, coal miner, told to stay away from drugs, stay away from gangs. And so I did that, and I carried that all the way through life, never been in trouble. So I just never knew that anybody that from the other side of the railroad would even be interested, to be honest. Not that I don't love everybody, but why are you checking for me? Where's my credibility? I don't have it. Right. Until I realized I did. Till they said, no. You got love. You make me feel safe. I want to be like you. Like I want you to be like me. And, right. And so they taught me more than I taught them, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And so through that experience,
iron sharpens iron.
I'm telling you, and that's the thing, is getting close enough to be touched by people. And I'm just fortunate enough to be able to translate that through beautiful music, right? And not just to talk about it, but to write songs about it so that it can pierce the hearts and the minds of people that listen, so that I can become that voice.
Yes.
Not only for my own experience, but for so many others.
Absolutely. Like, I think it's amazing that you even went so far to get that started. Like, I almost want to do an article just on that and that project. Like, I think that's really, really amazing to give back in that way, because like so many people outside of, what we're doing, with entertainment and whatnot, like need, this kind of help and this kind of support.
Absolutely, man. And the Dannon Project is the name of the organization.
It's weird because I feel like I've heard of that before, but I can't really pin it in my mind where I heard it at. But it sounds very familiar though.
Yeah, well, like I say, the agency's been around, long before me. Founded by Carrie Pruitt. Just what I call the Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
I always have to give a shout out to her, because I tell her, I said, Harriet Tubman didn't know she was building the Underground Railroad. When
Absolutely.
She was just freeing slaves.
Right.
History told her story and
Right.
called it the Underground Railroad. But over 8,000
That's right.
people later, over 20 years, I'm like, you have built a modern day Underground Railroad where you've given ex-killers, ex-dope boys, ex-felons brand new lives to start families and become husbands, become fathers. Absolutely. And I said, you don't even realize you're changing generations for generations to come because you're too busy doing the work. And so that was something that really inspired me to say, be so busy doing the work that you don't even realize you're making history. Absolutely. Right. And so, and I've been fortunate through my music, like you mentioned, by myself.
Yes.
I like that. I like that quote too. That sometimes you're so busy doing the work that you don't realize you're changing history.
Exactly.
I really like that.
And I'll be honest, that's me every day.
Listen, I might post that, man, and if I'm gonna tag you if I post it, because
a wise man said. Yeah, we should be so busy doing the work that we don't realize we're changing history. Because if you change the future, you are changing history. And when I look at and listen to people say, hey, man, your song By Myself saved my life, or your song By Myself got me through this tough period of time in my life when I lost a family member. That song reminds me of the good times. It keeps me going on. I'm a part of somebody's history, as a songwriter. And so I'm just honestly, as an artist, in a great, great place with this new music. And just personally, I feel refreshed. I feel motivated and just excited to tell the story. And I appreciate you all giving me that platform to do so.
Yeah, this is, and it's
okay. So now I want to know your song By Myself. Where did it come from? So where were you mentally, physically, and emotionally to come up with such lyrics?
I say that was my life song, right? I didn't write that song. That song was written in me. And it took me getting to a place of desperation where it just came out. That moment hit. My team had sent me a track. Matter of fact, when they sent me the music, we were writing for another artist. I didn't hear it the same way, but one night I was just in that place where I've been turned down. It was one of them rough days. And I just went through, I just like, let me go in the studio. And I was just scrolling through old tracks and it came on and it hit me. And I just turned the mic on and I said, well. And I've been rejected. I just started singing. And so I never typed anything out. I just started singing and the song just came out of me. It just came out and it was already there. It was that point of desperation for me where I was like, F it, right? That, F it. Okay, the hell with you, man. If y'all telling me I should be something else, I'll just do it by myself. I'm tired of asking y'all to help me. And this is not you asking industry folks or record label folks or folks that don't know you, or even you asking the bank to give you money. This is you asking and expecting folks close to you to reciprocate.
Yes.
Right? This is you expecting reciprocity from people you might have done something for. Like, can I get a little reciprocity? I wrote you a hit. I wrote you a hit record. Could you at least tag me in a photo?
Yeah.
No, and I'm just serious. And I'll never be the one to bash my my brethren and my sisters in this industry. I'll never do that. But I will speak in general and say, hey, it's my turn now. Brother, get a little love.
You better preach.
Because I've been behind these curtains holding you up all this time. What about me? And that is a painful thing when you realize your growth is someone else's loss. Right? Why does my growth represent your loss? Because you feel like if I elevate and go up and become something different, you don't get access to what I used to be. And so that was hurtful at that time. But over time, I learned the purpose and was able to forgive the people that told me no, because if they didn't, I wouldn't be here today. Right?
You better preach. He preaching over there.
So I thank all the people for the no's, because you helped me get that song out and you helped me find myself by saying, nope, I can't help you. God gonna have to help you. God gonna have to help you. And when he does it, it can't be undone. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Yes. We must not cast our pearls among swine. So, he got to remove us from those places. So sometimes it hurt, when you got to move past people or people, it feels like rejection, but really it's for our protection.
Yeah.
So those weeds won't strangle us, but we want them because we love them. But I'm grateful for every vine, every pile of manure, everything that they threw that they thought they was gonna bury you, but it helped you grow. That's what that felt like when you said that. When I listened to that, I was like, oh Lord, you speaking to my soul, because there's always somebody, the naysayers, that tell you what you can't, tell you who you ain't, because they don't know who they are.
Yeah,
and as soon as you start growing, they want a favor. They want something from you, but it wasn't for them in the beginning. We had to see them unmasked, and that's the only way we're gonna see it.
That's right. So, and
I'm posting my reel. You gonna see my reel.
Yes. Yes, do it. And what's crazy is just digging even deeper into that conversation. On my new album, I wrote a song called Fingerprints, and it is the premise of God's hand. Like when you look back over your life, you know what I'm saying, you can see a clearer picture of the wrong and the right. And after the dust settles, I keep finding your fingerprints. Like, every single situation you can, if you look close, you realize people that walked out on you might have been pushed, right? So maybe those doors that were closed might have been closed and needed you not to go in there. So it gives you a peace that you've been redirected, and you may not understand it while you're going through it. But when the dust settles, you'll find his fingerprints on your life if you believe that type of thing. And I do. And I look back over my life now, smile. I literally smile at all the things that used to make me cry. Right. But I keep it real. Like I get in that shower and I just let them tears mix up with the water.
Right.
You don't know.
Right.
Water hits my nose, in my eyes. There's the water. But I get in that shower and I let them fall, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, damn, like, what about me? Like, but now I smile at those moments because I hear those songs I was singing in the shower too, So,
yeah. So, like, in terms of for this new project, like, is there anything kind of in place as far as timeline and like when we can expect the full album, or is the full album out there already now? Or
it is not out there yet. We're promoting this single right now. We're gonna let this thing bubble, rise to the top, and we're looking at maybe like late July, early August. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I really want people to get a vibe with this single first. As an independent artist, I reserve the right as to when I'm gonna put this music out, and I'm in no hurry because this time around. I want people to hear what we're talking about now.
Absolutely.
This project for me is about bringing awareness to this whole conversation that we're having. And so sometimes you have to really take your time. And I don't want to just rush and throw it out there and be like, yo, go listen to my album. No, listen to the meaning of the album. Listen to what inspired the album. And not everybody does that these days. They drop that record on you, go stream it, just push. I'm like, no, listen. And so I appreciate this opportunity with you all to dive into the lyrics and dive into the inspiration and let people hear this one single as they prepare to get that full project.
Like when I say number one, you pretty much have become family. It's like, and when I say you family, like I got into this to be able to connect with artists, and managers and publicists and that sort of thing. But I like to be able to connect with artists and actually build like that solid and genuine relationship at promoting their projects, and for them to actually have somebody media-wise that really cares about their project and what they're putting out there and want to help them, promote that and get that out to the public. And it's really, really cool. I look at this industry and just, obviously you're an independent artist. And I think that there's so much, like there's so much good about being an independent artist. Like there's so much benefit from it, because as you do each project, it's like you can look back and say, okay, well, I did this, and maybe next time I should do it this way, or add this element in, or add these songs in that really go more with the theme that I'm trying to do. Like you can actually make all of those changes and corrections and amendments and just all that type of stuff and improve yourself. So it's like you're one of the rare artists who you've been doing this for 20 plus years, but every project that you release gets better and better and better and better and better. So it's like this, what I've heard, and all I've heard right now is till I get back to you. So I haven't heard anything else from the new project.
Oh man. So we got to do another listening party. That's what we need to do.
I think you should. And I think I probably
can we get an invite, because he knows I'll jump a flight. I want to be in the building for the listening party.
Hey,
it was virtual last time, which I thought was really dope. And that was one of the things that I said to you when we did it.
Is it virtual this time?
Listen, right now, if y'all want to invite me to where you are, I'll come there. We can do one. We can do it virtually. I like the idea of the virtual piece because you can pull it together pretty quickly, engage. And I thought it was super dope when we did it during the pandemic. And I want to do it again.
Right.
And I was speaking with Tangi about that.
I've been trying to get Tangi here with all of her artists anyway. So listen, if you want to come to Cleveland, man, we'll put it together.
Oh, come on now. Absolutely.
We will put it together. I love what you do.
James trying to put me to work. You see how fast he did that, Mr. Garrett? You see how fast he just did that? He don't know nothing about putting it together. He just put me to work right here on the spot. But it's okay.
But if he didn't trust you could pull it off, you wouldn't do it.
That part right there. That part right there. But I'm just saying, like, I love what you do. I love your music. I love pushing it. And like, I think that this is really, really amazing. And
I have a question. Are the people gonna get to hear the singles today?
They should.
I'm wondering if we gonna
J-Rod,
I don't know. You know, this
I'm
your platform.
gonna be honest.
why he freeze like that? Did he?
Who froze?
I'm sorry.
I said, who froze? No, I'm really thinking because I should have set it up.
No, I didn't freeze. I'm right here.
Oh, no, I said I should have set it up to where we would play the music here on the stream, and I didn't set it up that way.
You didn't?
No.
So what if I just played it in the background and just let them get a taste of it? Is that impossible?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm just saying, whenever you say go, boss.
Go. Listen, go. I know you already got it in position and you just
you know I didn't show up unprepared.
So listen, go ahead, man, play it.
Let's see.
And actually, okay, so for everybody that is watching, because we actually have this, and this is the dope piece of it, is that we're streaming probably on 5 different platforms right now.
Okay.
So like this is really cool. Everybody that's listening, if you are just now checking in, we are live with the Alvin Garrett, and he's getting ready to play his brand new single, which the song is dope, man. Like it's really dope. So everybody sit back, kick back, get comfortable, and take a moment to listen to Till I Get Back to You by the Alvin Garrett.
All right, so let's tell Stream y'all do us right. Let's do it. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Woo!
Absolutely.
You want to let him introduce it? You want to introduce your song?
Till I Get Back to You, baby. Here we go.
I'm looking in the mirror of my mind. I can see your arms wrapped around me. I know it's gonna be a long time before I'm back where I wanna be. I've been a little fragile for a while, and I'm trying not to let it break me. I'm all by myself. The only thing that helps is the taste of your sweet memory. I just want you to know you're the reason I will never let go. And I've been thinking about you. So I've been thinking about you. That's how I get through. Till I get back to you. Till I get back to all of your kisses. Get back to all I've been missing about you. I've been thinking about you. Till I get back to you. I'm a needle in a toe stacker. Hey girl, I'm lost, but I'm counting down the days. I should be a river running straight through your heart, but it seems like I'm running through a maze. The only thing keeping these walls from closing in is a picture of your beautiful face. I'm dreaming of your eyes, I'm trying to survive, but your love is what it's gonna take. I just want you to see you're the reason I continue to breathe. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. That's how I get through. Till I get back to you. Till I get back to all of your kisses. Get back to all I've been missing about you. I've been thinking about you. Till I get back to you. I don't know if you're gone, be able to hold on for me. So if you don't, then I'm gone. Just hold on to this fantasy. The love we share still in my head. It's almost like I'm watching TV. Keep waiting on me, girl, it's waiting on me. With you is where I wanna be. I've been thinking on you. I've been thinking of you. That's how I get through. Till I get back to you. Baby, hold on till I get back. To all your kisses, get back. To all I've been missing about you. I've been thinking about you. Till I get back to you. I've been thinking about you. That's how. Till I get back. Till I get back to you. Keep dreaming about you. Till I get back. To all your kisses, get back. All I've been missing about you. I've been thinking about you. Yeah. Till I get back to you.
That single is amazing, man. And that speaks to the whole idea of you getting better and better. It's like a younger version of you. It's
Yes.
like I love it, man.
Yes,
I love it.
I know we gonna play this music while we doing our
I love it,
I
man.
love it. Thank you
When
for
I
being
tell you
ready
that-
for us and being ready and able to play that for us.
That will immediately start spending on the station, man. So we will definitely start spending that immediately. We will set up a date. I'm doing a lupus walk this weekend, so we won't be live this Saturday, but we'll set up a Saturday for you to actually come onto the show. I'll run the date through Tangi, and then of course she'll let me know if that date is cool, and we'll have you on the show. Like to be honest, we could do the whole show if you want to do the whole 2 hours.
Hey,
And we can play music, let people listen, let people call in, comment back, that sort of thing, and we'll have it going for you.
I would love that.
Again, that offer is always there. Like if you want to do something here in the city, like we could put some stuff together.
Absolutely.
Listen, we can definitely put some stuff together, and I think that would be amazing.
I am, honored by the invitation. I'm honored by the response to the music. I really am. And it's so funny. I think back to around 2010, when I never even saw myself doing this, to be honest. I just saw myself as a writer for other artists.
Right.
And, my dad was like, hey, son, he's like, have you ever thought about singing your own songs? Because he'd always listen to my demos. He was like, you never listen to yourself? And I'm like, no. Because at the time I was a bass player in my own mind. I'm a bass player. I'm a songwriter.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Not to cut you off, but I'm glad you mentioned the fact that you were a bass player, because that single, like, as soon as it starts playing, I hear that bass in the background, and as soon as I listen to it in the car, mind you, because usually when I first listen to music, I play it in the car first and turn it up to see how it sounds.
Yeah.
So when I played it, I was like, damn, who playing that bass?
Now, I will be honest, I cannot take credit for any of the music on this project. I got to give a shout out to my man, Gerald Langford, who I've been working with since 2008. He's one of the twins, Gerald and Dave Langford, out of Boston, Massachusetts. This project, Gerald and I call it creative monogamy. We just got in this space where he started creating. He's a bass player, Berkeley grad, amazing bass player. And he just got in this space, and I was like, hey, man, can you tell everybody else you busy and only work with me? I was like, if I have to do whatever we got to do, you just make music for me. I was like, pour all your creative energy into just me. And I'm saying, I got to shout him out, because think about it, in 2023 or 2022, a producer saying, I'm only going to work with you. Right. That's why I call it creative monogamy. Is and when you hear the project, you can hear how pure and connected everything is. And the bass lines do drive, because he knows that's me too. So everybody is that you on the bass? Nah, that's actually my dude. But we were so in sync. The bass is driving the record. You know what I'm saying? So I have to shout out my creative partner, Gerald Langford, for producing all the music on this album.
No, I think that's amazing, man.
Yeah. So it's pretty dope. I was listening to the bass lines too. I'm like, hey, man. I'm like, you on some stanky right now. Yeah.
No, that's cool, because a lot of your music too, I like going to shows where there's actually a live band and they're actually, recreating the music there,
Yes.
So I think that's dope. And all of your music that I've heard over the years, all of that can be done with a live band.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. I like going out to, little clubs and bars that have live music and that sort of thing. And it's actually a band there playing, so that then you can hear all the elements. And
yes,
I think that would be really amazing.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to, touring in the fall. That's why I want to take the summer, just really let the music get out there, do as much of this as possible, just to let people get inside the music and then get out there and put it to them on the stage. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, as far as your reentry program, like how much further do you feel like you want to take that?
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. That's just gonna be a part of my life as far as I can imagine myself living. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a preacher's kid, and my dad would always tell me, say, son, you know, you're not gonna do yours from behind the pulpit. And all growing up, I just never knew what that meant because I was like, I ain't gonna be behind no pulpit, you know, and I can get down with the best of them.
Right.
But I was like, that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? To just stand behind the pulpit and start a church and all that kind of stuff. But when I found the Dannon Project and found this pathway to touch people, I said, this is it. Like, this is it for me in terms of outside of my musical aspirations and that part of my career, what is my cause and what is my service to mankind? And it is through this process of uh, not just mentoring, not just case management, not just job placement, but a holistic process of redemption. That says, like, and we say it's a systemic solution for a systemic problem. And most of the time we look at how do we change the problems in our communities? Well, you have to change the whole person. You have to give them something attainable on the other side of hope, right? And what we talk at our people, we talk about our people, but what is on the other side of a good decision? When have we thought about that? Like, what is actually on the other side of these good decisions we're telling you need to make?
Mm-hmm.
In most of our cities, there's lack of infrastructure,
Absolutely,
lack of access to jobs. There's you can get your hands on drugs and guns quicker than a job.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me to make a good decision, but the outcome of that good decision is too far out of reach.
Mm-hmm.
But what we do is we put those good decisions right there at the palm of their hands, and those outcomes right there in the palm of their hands by advocacy with our court systems, by advocacy with our employment partners to say, if they participate, if they show up drug-free, if they put the guns down, if they go through this program, will you hire them? Will you pay them competitive wages? And they say yes, right? And then we create a community to where say, when you go be successful, there's somebody going to have to come behind you, go on that job and kick ass, right? Be on time, do the best, because now they'll believe that no, we're not going to turn ex-felons. You're not a convict, you're an opportunity. And you have to change that narrative. And so when you are advocating to the people that are part of the system that says they're not a number, they're an opportunity, and you see it work, when you see it work, it's a beautiful thing when a person says, on the other side of my great decisions are great outcomes. And that is, to me, the activism that we miss in this country is we can talk all we want, we can march all we want, but until you put a good result in the hands of somebody that had to make a good decision, in spite of all they've been through.
That's right.
In spite, and that ain't church. You feel me?
That's true.
You get that when you get over there. I need over here that I can walk out each and every day. And that is what I do. And that is why I'm so passionate about this project and this music, is because I want to spread this systemic solution and partner with other cities. And we do work across our state lines, not just in Alabama, but we've been in South Carolina. We're going over into Mississippi and other states. You know, we're working with different branches of the government to really say, hey, you got all these infrastructure dollars out here. You got all these programs. Let us translate to the community how to be a part of it, right? And until
how do we get you here in Ohio?
It's nothing but like I'm telling you, if this is a part, I come there and sing, but we can also sit down and say, what are the needs in your community? What are the opportunities? Because the advocacy happens behind closed doors. Let me just say it like that, not in the streets. When you can sit down, have some dinner, and talk to the decision makers and say, look, here's a process. If you give it a chance, you may find that this person who's been redeemed will be your most reliable workforce.
Absolutely.
Right? And
this is so close to my heart, what you're saying.
Yes.
And it really is. So I've been holding my tongue back because I've been wanting to ask you that, like, how do we bring this program here so that we can give people another option. You know, even with housing and everything, when people do their time, they come home and they don't have anywhere to live. They can't
Mhm.
find a job. You know, it's just so many things that happen when they're just trying to get on their feet. They leave jail and they owe the system $1,500 and they can't get a job to pay it back.
Oh, sometimes it's $150,000. I mean,
See?
to the restitution, but it's still it's not impossible. And I say this with grace and humility, is that especially us as a people, everybody's not against us. You just have to find that win-win conversation, right? And until you can sit down with somebody and say, we're not going to solve all our problems, we're not all going to be happy, somebody going to be sad, but where's the win-win? And you
Absolutely.
have to sit down and bring all those partners to the table to say, where does it, how can we work together? Where you provide those housing services. And that's one of the things, working with the Dannon Project here, you see that collaboration in motion where it's not just us, it's that advocacy with those partners that say, you provide housing, let's work with our public transit system to say, hey, help us get our people to work when they're ready. We work with our training partners, our local community colleges. It is literally a systemic solution for a systemic problem. And I'm just so proud to use my voice, my music, and my likeness to amplify what we do here, and hopefully come to places like where you live and show the model to other cities and other communities how we do it so well here. And that's what honestly I'm very excited about for the next phase of my life.
Yes, and your heart. Don't forget to mention your heart. You forgot to give credit to your heart because you have such a heart of gold to do what you're doing, to connect your passion to such a great purpose like that. It's an amazing thing. And it's something powerful. It's something more powerful when you have a Black man doing this. Other people can reach out in other ways, but I'm gonna be honest, there's something behind the power of the Black man. So, that's thank you. Thank you for your heart and your dedication. And not just it's not just your words, it's your words in action. And then you're allowing other people to learn how to put their words in action. And it's an amazing thing to help people find their voices and to
Mhm.
find their passion. Because some people didn't even realize they had a voice when you started off with them. And so it's just uh, a beautiful thing. And I'm
It is.
trying to keep myself because
Yeah,
James
it's
know I
just
can be
like
a crybaby sometimes. He'll be like, "You
No,
about to
it's
start crying?"
okay.
I'm
Hey,
not
I
gonna
told
cry,
you,
James,
don't start with me.
but
Don't
but
start.
but you're like
because it's just the power, and it hits different. Music crosses all denominations, all color barriers. Music touches everybody. I don't care who it is. When they listen to something that speaks to their soul, they understand their soul been spoken to. And you're teaching people how to reach their own souls, but then that reaches somebody else's soul. It's that connection to the vine that just you have that's constantly growing, and it's a beautiful thing. And so I'm sitting here listening to you, and I have written things about prison reform, and it's in my notebook, and I'm listening to you, and I'm like, it just it's moving me in a way spiritually. And it's like I'm grateful to have the moment to speak to you. James loves music. I love music too, but I'm drawn to the heart of man.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know and when it comes to a beautiful heart, I can't help that. I can't help it. And it pulls on my spirit. And so I'm just like, thank you, God, that it's somebody out here that looks like a lot of people that's being affected out here by that's a pandemic, that's an epidemic,
it
and
is.
you're out there doing something about it with a voice behind you, in front of you too. So thank you.
Man, let me tell you something. Now you got me emotional because I'm also reflecting on, you know, one of my closest new family members who went through the worst kind of trauma you could ever imagine as a young man. spent time behind bars, who told me just the other day, he said, man, you changed the whole me. He said, not half of me. He said, the whole me. He said, you don't even know that I'm not even the same person since you. For somebody to tell you that your influence in their life, literally, the way he said it, the whole me, right? Which only God can do. Only God can change you in a whole kind of way, which means that he felt God through me. I ain't have to preach at him. I ain't have to take him to church. I ain't have to hit him over the head with a Bible. I just had to love him to say, you have shown me a whole new me. And if y'all would allow, I want you and your listeners to hear a song off the album called Beyond the Cage. And when you hear it, you'll listen to the lyrics and you'll see exactly the culmination of this very conversation we're having.
Listen. Since I re-emerged, I've learned that the world would prefer to desert me. Maybe I deserve to be hurt. I didn't know I had to earn mercy. Said I paid all my taxes and my time, but I didn't expect you to steal my pride. Why? Oh, why? Can we all put my past behind? I've turned my page, my debt's been paid. But where's my place? Said I'm still waiting to find peace beyond the cage. I may never be a saint, no, but I don't plan to make all the same mistakes. Said I won't let it make me feel enslaved. You may never love me to my face, but I still gotta live beyond the cage. Ain't this the land where we're supposed to build dreams? I never knew I had the burden of proof that I'm redeemed. I keep trying to balance my scales, but I'm still failing to lose my tail. But why, oh why, do you keep running up on behind? I've turned my page, my debt's been paid, but where's my place? Said I'm still waiting to find peace beyond the cage. No, I may never be a saint, and I don't plan to make all the same mistakes. And I won't let it make me feel enslaved. You may never love me to my face, but I still gotta live beyond the cage. I'm really trying to change you, trying to stay about the game, straight and narrow. But they be watching me like Jesus watching Sparrow. Why won't they let me grow? Stop trying to hold me, let me go. Beyond the cage. See, I ain't never be the same. No. And I don't plan to make all the same mistakes. But I can't let it make me feel enslaved. You ain't never love me to my face, but I still gotta live beyond the cage. That's what I gotta do. Say there's no more turning around me, no more change. Said I can't let myself feel like a slave. You may never love me to my face, but I still gotta live beyond the day.
Is it a classic, y'all?
I can only imagine how many people that has like truly touched. Like,
yes, I love it.
Hey man, listen, I truly, and I thank y'all for letting me share that, on the back of that conversation we just had.
yeah.
And I do believe that this next project is a classic. And I can't wait for people to hear it and to have more conversations like this. So I'm just very grateful.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, like when this album is ready, like I definitely want to do, even if we do like a virtual, I want to do something virtual where we can let people like really hear the album,
Yeah,
and we can all just be on the screen. Like
yeah.
I almost want to do something. I want to say Twitter does it now, where you can do like I did something for one of the award shows. I think the Hip Hop Awards with Fat Joe, and,
Okay.
and it was on Twitter, and it was like him and Snoop and all these different people that were on the screen,
Yeah.
and I mean they were talking and playing music and doing all kind of. So I think we could even do something like that,
I would
and
love it.
just to, like we can get the fans in on it too,
Yeah.
and kind of just have everybody there. Like we can, the three of us can be the moderators, and just let everybody come in and listen. Like I definitely want to do that.
I would love to, man, and let people give comments and tell their story. And that's really what's going to change our future, change history, right?
Oh
Is
yeah,
You better say that.
when we see ourselves as humans again, and that's one of the things that I tell all of our young black men. I said, being black should be enough. Why does the bar have to be so high for us to let each other live? Why can't it be just simple enough that you black?
right.
That's right.
Not gonna hurt you because you black. That's my if that can be the good enough reason. And I make and I model that and we encourage them to see each other. We have rival gangs in our building, but when you come in the Dannon Project, you family. You said all that. Nothing goes down when you come here because we all here for the same reason and we become family. We realize we in this thing together.
Absolutely.
Who gonna take care of the women and the children?
Absolutely.
And got to be us. It's got to be us. And so I do appreciate carrying the mantle of fatherhood and brotherhood to say, look, we're not all killers, but we strong warriors, and we have to see each other like that. And it takes a different kind of love and compassion to show each other that being black men is enough. And that doesn't mean we hate any. That don't mean we hate nobody else. We love everybody else, but until we can love ourselves enough
You
There you
better
go. There
preach.
you go.
until we can love ourselves
You
enough, we can't
better
expect
preach.
you to reciprocate a love you've never seen from us first. And so that's how I live my life. I'm like, number one, let's show the world that we love each other. Let's show the world that we value our lives. And then maybe
Absolutely.
they'll believe us. And then maybe
That's
we
right.
can demand the respect that we talk about so very much. And so I'm just honored through this new project, through this work I've been doing, changing one life at a time, and then hopefully through the platforms y'all giving me, we can change even more. You know what I'm saying?
Now I got one question.
Yes.
I think it's one question, James. So listen, is it possible for J Rock and I to actually visit the Dannon Project?
Listen, please, please come down. Absolutely. We would be honored for you to come down. We have people visit all the time because we like to call it our own little Wakanda. It really is a miracle. And you have to see it. You have to come and see people's, changing. And we
Right.
don't serve African Americans. Let me make sure that you understand that we serve people that are poor, that are
Right.
uneducated, that are from at-risk backgrounds, gay, straight. It don't matter. If you need help, we serve you and we meet you where you are, and we give you a plan for change. And so we're honored to be. We would host you. We would love to have you come down. Like I said, we like getting our participants exposed to multimedia. Of course, they're interested in music, art, entertainment, as well as just a good old 9 to 5 sometimes. Just get you
Right.
a good old 9 to
Right.
5.
Right.
Right.
And you can build a dream on a good old 9 to 5. Ain't nothing wrong.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now you're changing lives, which, as you said earlier, it is changing history. And like you're changing lives and you are doing the work and you working so hard that you may not necessarily realize that you are changing history, but you really, really are. And like I love it.
Correction. Mic check, mic check. You have changed so many lives.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you have changed history. And you
Absolutely.
are currently still changing history in the making. There's just so much more to come.
Absolutely. What is to be expected, or what can people look for between right now, where the single is out there, and then the album comes?
Like I say, just more and more of this. The song is climbing the Billboard charts right now. We want to see this thing hit #1. So wherever the people can call, and I know everybody can't take requests, but just try. You know what I'm saying? Go stream it. You know, go to my social media sites. Just the Alvin Garrett. Go out, share your comments, listen to the music, share with friends and family. And just go along for the ride, because we have a lot of creative things we're putting together. You know, biography type things, podcast type. So we really want to put out a lot of different multimedia to go along with this soundtrack. Let me say that. And so we don't want to just put the music out, but we're sitting down capturing the testimonies and stories that go along and that inspired the music. So we're really going to be rolling this stuff out over the summer as we introduce the music. So
I think that's dope. Now my last question.
Okay.
When is this album going to be ready so that we can do this virtual listening party? Because
it's ready now. It's ready.
Because listen, I'm ready to get the Twitter popping and listen. I'm ready.
Hey, you might make me speed up releasing it. Just go ahead and I might have to release it sooner. So.
I need a few weeks to put this together, and then we can promote it and, you know, hit your fan base and get everybody, you know, attuned to it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go ahead and set a date, and we're gonna do this listening party and see who we can get on there to listen to this project. And, you know, they'll be able to actually talk to you and that sort of thing. So I think it'll be something amazing.
Absolutely, man. I'm ready. I'm excited, and I'm honored. The album is finished.
Tangie gonna be trying to add me to her team in a minute.
Come on, put on the team. Get on the team. Hey, that's what we're doing. Like, I mean, to be honest, I am really going unconventional. Well, not say unconventional, but just more old school. You know, back in the day, they used to make you wait on that thing, and people feel like, well, folks got short attention spans. Okay, do they? Do they?
Right.
And maybe they do. However, what if you hit them in a place they can't forget?
Absolutely. That's it right there.
What if you put them in a place where it's like, while I'm waiting on his album, let me go listen to everything else he got. So it might take them 2 months to get my whole catalog.
Right.
When I tell you that when Tangie first introduced me to you, that's actually what I did. Is I said, okay, I got to go back and listen to all of the stuff from the past, because I'm like, I need to go listen to the other stuff, because it's got to sound as good as this do. But then there's only certain artists who can do that. Like you have your Ella Mays, which, I mean, she's still fairly new out there, but she's been out for, you know, a few years, and she's got a few projects out there. But she's one that, when I really grasped what she had out there, because I think when her first major single dropped, I wasn't really on her yet. Like, I didn't know too much about her. But then as a couple of the next singles came out, because she had like 5 or 6 off of that first major album. So it's like, once a couple of them hit, it was like, okay, damn, she's got 3 albums before this. I need to go back and listen to all of the albums before that. And then it's like, damn, like, she was hitting back in 2016. Like,
yeah.
Or your Stacey Barth. Like she's another amazing one who you don't hear a whole lot from her, but she did a lot of stuff with Nipsey, and she's done some stuff with Fantasia and a lot of different people. But you have an amazing thing, man. Like I love what you got. Now that Fell in Love with Carly knows who you are, like, she loves everything that you got, because she's been listening to music all day. She sent me a message at 4:55, like, where you at? Like, where you at? I'm on here. Where you at? And
yes.
Like, I'm coming. But and Fell in Love with Carly don't get that hype unless you really
what? This ain't normal.
Listen, she get hype.
Well, I guess it's levels to this.
It's levels to it.
Okay, wait. Okay,
it's
so
levels to it.
On 1 to 10, where I got you at? Where I got you?
Probably about a 15.
Whoa.
So it happened with.
Hold up, let me go Matrix on you.
But let me tell you, man, we done had some people that she only been probably at a 4. And I'm like,
you're not supposed to say that, James.
and I'm like, well, no, I'm not supposed to tell you who it was. But
like what you say, we're not gonna put our friends on blast.
yeah,
We're
we're not gonna put their names out there. But I'm just saying, a couple times I had to say, like, Sunshine, we on camera. Like, come on. like
I offer great suggestions, don't I? So listen,
you do, but I'm like,
I let them know what God told me. Sometimes I'm quiet because I'm listening to source, you know. So listen, I gotta tell them what God said to me. So I'm listening. I'm gonna
tell you one thing about what she just said. When she's quiet, it's a problem. Something going on.
She about to
I'm listening. I'm listening. I got my listening ear on.
No, she trying to make sure that she formulate her words right so she don't say the wrong thing. I'm like, they can see that face fell in love with Carly. They
Sometimes
can actually
it is like that. Like, now, God, how do I give it to him? He said, give it to him how I gave it to you. So I'm like, well. I don't know, God.
Don't you ever give up.
Don't your source. I got a message for you. You know,
don't you give up now.
I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to deliver that message.
Listen,
whatever the message he give me, I'm going to deliver it. Because see, listen, it's about accountability, and I'm like, oh, I got to tell this person this.
I got to admit something. I got to listen.
Message.
You touching me right here, you touching me because I ain't gonna lie, man. I did not have that gift to like. I've been known to like have no filter at all, and then I be trying to catch my words and they get back in that mouth.
Right.
Words, but I've been practicing restraint, and so what I do is I take a deep breath when I feel like that thing is about to come out my mouth. I go.
You know what happens when I take a deep breath?
And I just kind of look around. And I do my lips like.
See, James?
And it just builds up. And I'm just pressing it down. And I'm like, don't say nothing stupid. Just. So I feel you, but that's an acquired thing. I'm practicing that. It's not normal for me because I know I'm like, now you know that sound very, very stupid, don't you?
I don't even, at this point, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of times I've learned it may sound stupid to me, but when I say it to the person, they get it. It's really something. It may be an old parable that somebody said to them. It's a situation that they're familiar with. But to me, I'm over here like, nah, this don't make no sense. And so James is looking at me like, Sunshine, what's wrong? I'm like, message. Like, I was like, oh my God. So I don't.
And she know too when I call her Sunshine, she like, okay, what did I do?
Because I'm really over there, so he don't understand that I'm really. Because if he's saying something and I get that message, I'm really trying to hold it to be polite. And so I'm sitting there like this. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to tell this person. And I'm like, oh Lord. And so I can't hold on to it. I've learned not to do that. So I just say it. And so it doesn't matter who I have on the screen in front of me or if I'm interviewing them live. And I go there with them. We had a gentleman live one day and he started talking about his journey. And then he just casually spoke about, because I tried to commit suicide a couple of times. I was like, and so I'm sitting here with him. He's right next to me. And so James is nudging me up under the table. It's time. We got to close. We got to close. Any time. I was like, I looked at James and I looked at the guy and I said, well, sir. So I gave him what God gave me to give. And James still nudging me. And I'm like, this whoever coming next, gonna have to wait because I got a message. And God told me to tell this man. And so I kept telling him. Actually, that gentleman reached out to me. He said, it's time for an update. I got an update for you guys. So he want to come back to the studio and talk again. So I can't have a filter. I can't filter God. That's not my job. So I just go ahead and I give it to him the way God give it to me. And I'm like, obedience is better than sacrifice. You get mad at me, take it to the king, because I ain't got nothing to do with that. It's between you and him. I said what I gotta say. If you mad at me, you fight these angels and everybody around me, because you can't touch me, because God told me to tell you. And if you wasn't supposed to hear it, he wouldn't have gave it to me, because he ain't gonna force you. So you must have been asking for this answer, and he gave it to me. So take it or leave it, but I'm gonna give it. So that's how, just leave it out.
I know. I'm gonna tell you why I know you for real, because I actually went through that same experience on this album. I got a song called "Hopefully Heaven" that literally is addressing that same thing you just talked about, and I was like, "You want me to say that? Like for real, like sing that?" And I was like, okay. And when I sang it and recorded it, I was like, oh, how this gonna make people feel? He's like, just sing the song, and so just sing the song. So I had those moments on this project where I was inspired to sing about topics. I'm like, they ain't gonna think I went through that. Just sing it how I gave it to you. You never know. And
it's
so that's funny. So I totally rock with you on that. Like what you saying, hey, you don't know, like you just gotta go with it. Just go with it sometimes.
Just like when I brought up coming to visit the Damon Project. If I hear it, I say I don't invite myself to come to everybody's everything.
Yeah.
Every time we meet with someone, I don't offer that. I don't offer me to
Absolutely.
come out. But when
you're
I
only
hear
the second person that she's offered to travel for. So
wow.
Yeah. So I understand that if I hear him say it to me, I have to say, I'm just obedient. And so it's so funny because I'll dress up and I'll put on my little sexy clothes and everything, and I'll go out all dressed up and dressed outward, but I will talk to you about God and may drop a couple cuss words. And they look at me like, I'm like, well, God didn't stop me. Hey, listen, I got delivered for so many things, but he ain't stopped that one yet. So I'm waiting on that deliverance. And if it ain't here yet, guess what?
You let that one go. Don't even worry
I'm
about
gonna just spice a couple of sentences every now and then,
Don't worry about that one. Just
don't worry about my heart, my words. Listen, he got this.
There's so many potty mouths in heaven. I promise you, there's potty mouths everywhere in heaven.
I'm trying to tell you.
And I'm grateful for it. I don't wish to change any of it. But one thing that did touch my heart when you said that you didn't take a person to church, God did say that we are the church. So you took them to church from the day you met them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, I'm just grateful, man. I don't know how long y'all platform goes. Tangi got me on the run today.
No, it's all good, man. We appreciate you so much, and the length of this conversation today only speaks to like how amazing you are as an artist.
Oh, man.
Like, because there, and that's just being honest. It's not saying nothing bad about anybody that we've had conversations with, but generally, the longest interviews or the longest conversations or the longest videos are the ones where we really connect with the artist. And our purpose in having these conversations is to break up the monotony and get rid of the red tape and actually be human and just really enjoy each other and enjoy the product and get the real from each other. Like we don't want it to be cookie cut. We don't want to be all formal. And so how did you get here today? Or we don't want to do all of that. Like we want to have a good time and let you kind of breathe and kick back and take your shoes off and have a good time. Get something to drink if you need to, or
I can drink water.
Listen, man. Listen, man. You can have some Tanqueray if you have some. I'm just saying.
I've been waiting. I was like, I don't want to put the water on me.
No, but you know what? Like, when you go to school for journalism and like you do media courses and stuff like that, they tell you, don't drink on camera and don't, man, breathe. Like breathe.
You just listen, man. You just gave me all kind of free.
I usually have my cup of tea over here, but
right.
So
I mean, when we go to the radio station, she make us one of them big soup bowl cups full of soup.
I love tea. So I made
it's cool though. Like
it.
we like to kick our shoes off and like really kind of have a good time and connect with the artists and actually, like I said, build that genuine relationship so that then when you're promoting something, you don't have to go through like a publicist or a manager or something. Man, send me a DM and say, listen, can I get on the show? And I'm like, yeah, we'll bring you on this Saturday.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like I like building those relationships. So that's the beauty of what I've done, is that I may not be where I want to get to yet, and I may still be striving to get to a certain level, but I generally can get to whoever I want if I've done something with them in the past, because we've genuinely and organically built a relationship where they know that they can reach out to me and I'm gonna put it out there, and ain't nothing crazy gonna be up here because I don't want nothing crazy on there for myself. So like we really, really appreciate you. You know, this show has really made a metamorphosis, you know, if you really think about it. So like I started from one point, and there's so much that I wanted to do in the 5 years that I've been doing the Entertainment Plug. And a lot of it is really just now coming to fruition now that I've fell in love with Carly to the fold. Yeah. So like I tell her all the time, like I'm really grateful and appreciative for her being here and for what she offers. And we don't always necessarily believe it. We think people just telling us what we want to hear. But like she is essential to this process, because now we can build that rapport and that back and forth with the artist, and they get kind of both sides of it. They get the male perspective and they get the female perspective. And, you know, we can naturally and organically build a good relationship. So like, I appreciate you more than anything, man, because you are helping me fulfill my passion and you're helping her fulfill her passion. And that's what life at 45, that's what life is all about for me now.
I'm the big 4'5" too. No,
listen,
come on, 4'5" in the house.
I'll be 46 in 2 months.
Come on, man.
Just like this point of my life is just about fulfilling passion. Yeah, I still got the regular gig and I got to make sure, but it don't matter. Like this is that thing that like, this is my passion. So like every artist that I speak with or entrepreneur or whoever I bring onto the platform, like I'm grateful. Like I'm mad grateful, and know that it's genuine. And
I'm equally as grateful as well. I'm equally as grateful. And y'all do have that good vibe. You know what I'm saying? I love it, especially like when you did that whole Matrix thing where you just
And I am gonna say, look, I was gonna say, damn, he froze now, but
oh no, that was real.
And I am gonna say that you ain't gonna never get this kind of conversation with no other platform, man. I know you're not. So
no, ourselves. That's why I'm having a ball.
Thank you. I really do. Thank you so much. You know what? I don't know what to say. You know.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I think the next move is going to be to actually get you on the show on a Saturday.
I would love it.
Tentatively, if next Saturday works for you, then we can make that happen.
Hey, let's make it happen. Like I said, I'm out the gates now. Like I said, I let myself take time to rest, and I said, but when we hit them with this new single, it's go time, baby. So
we can do that next Saturday. And then from there, I'll be working on the Twitter piece to actually get something set up where we can do like a stream listen, you know, with all of us on there and get the fans on there and that sort of thing. And so I'll be working on that too.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
Listen, tell Tangi, I'm trying to get put on. Tell her I'm trying to get.
Come on, just listen to this new music.
Right, absolutely. But now, thank you so much, man. We'll definitely do this again. Any final words before we head out of here?
Well, you know, I did not plan any final words, but I will let them come to me like my good friend Phil in Love with Carly say. I'm receiving it. Okay. I think I got it. If you are out there and you are wondering what is next for you, you decide what is next for you, because you have equally the same chance of being successful as you have of being a failure. But guess what? If you do nothing, nothing is guaranteed. Why not take a chance on something better than nothing? Come on. That just came to me.
Listen, man, you'll hear from us. You'll hear from us very well. Actually, you guys will hear from us probably within the next day or so because I'll get everything set up.
You're like, something's better than nothing. Hallelujah. Woo.
Absolutely. Actually, the next day or so, just so I can get Saturday set up, and then I'll keep you guys posted as well on the Twitter piece of it and us doing the listening party there.
That'll work. That'll work.
All right, man. Thank you again, man.
Many blessings to both of you.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all take care.
Thank you so much, you guys. Now, thank everybody for joining us. You didn't even tell them bye. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another great show here on the Entertainment Plug. J-Rock just dismissed our friend, Mr. Garrett, right off the screen before I can say goodbye to him. But this, you know, I'm your girl. Fell in love with Carly. This is J-Rock.
Absolutely.
Mr. Garrett on here, Alvin Garrett.
We had the Alvin Garrett here. I want to thank everybody as well. Just the same sentiments as Fell in Love with Carly. I want to say thank you to you guys for tuning in because this is something big for us. We are following passion and we are manifesting what it is that we want out here in this world. And we having a good time doing it. So thank you guys for tuning in. We definitely will be back. Actually, we're going to be here tomorrow. So we're going to be doing a stream tomorrow as well for an new artist by the name of Charles Anthony. So we'll get more information up on that on our social media platforms. You can follow me on Instagram at Authentically James, just like it sounds, AUTHENTICALLY, or you can follow me on Instagram at It's the J Spot Online. So that again, that as well is just like it sounds, ITSTHEJSPOTONLINE. And of course, there is the Entertainment Plug on Instagram as well. So you can pull that up. And Fell in Love with Carly.
And don't forget to follow me, your girl, Fell in Love with Carly on all the platforms, or you may see me as Carly Davenport right now with that blue check mark. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on all of our platforms. Be our friend, follow us. We pretty friendly. Keep up with us so you can know
and we follow back
coming across all of our platforms.
Absolutely. And we follow
back. So thank you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you guys
for another
episode of the Entertainment Plug.
You guys can join us on Saturday morning between 11